Hey guys, it's Owen from Wrestling Inc. back with another wrestling news roundup. Without any further ado, let's get into today's biggest stories in the world of professional wrestling. Ric Flair comeback match officially announced. Two-time WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair is officially returning to the ring for one final match at the age of 73 years old. Flair previously uploaded a video clip to social media of himself training with current AEW star and former Impact Wrestling rival Jay Lethal last month. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter followed this with a report that the Nature Boy was training to compete inside the squared circle once again. The rumor was that he would team with Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions FTR against the Rock and Roll Express and a partner of their choosing. PW Insider then reported further details that the 16-time world champion was looking for a one-night in-ring return in the summer, but no exact time frame or date or event was reported at the time. It was then reported that the match would not be for a major promotion such as AEW or WWE. Mark Raimondi of ESPN has revealed that the return match in question will take place on July 31st, an independent wrestling show at the Nashville Fairgrounds. The show will be streamed live on Fight TV as part of StarCast Weekend. In a statement to ESPN, Flair said, quote, "I'm going to walk that aisle one last time to prove once and for all that to be the man, you've got to beat the man." Flair followed this up with a social media post that said, quote, "The rumors are true. I'm going to walk that aisle, style and profile one last time. July 31st, Nashville, Tennessee, Jim Crockett Promotions. I will prove once again that to be the man, you've got to beat the man. Now we go to school." Flair's last match took place in 2011 where he faced longtime rival Sting in Impact Wrestling. He did, however, get physical recently at AAA's Triple Mania show in August of 2021 when he accompanied future son-in-law Andrade El Idolo to the ring. Backstage news on MJF's AEW contract status. MJF and AEW aren't close to coming to terms on a new deal. In an update provided by Fightful Select, All Elite Wrestling and MJF haven't had formal talks on a potential new deal for the Long Island native. Per Fightful, MJF and AEW haven't had any, quote, outright negotiations, end quote, and the outspoken star has reportedly not addressed any overtures from the company when trying to begin negotiations. It's worth noting that AEW President Tony Khan, quote, would be willing to pay, quote, him comparable to other top stars. AEW has reworked other deals in the past, however, those involved added time onto the existing contract. It was noted that MJF isn't looking to increase the figure on his current deal without an extension. It was reported last week that MJF had begun to be frustrated with Khan and the company and was, quote, leaning towards not re-signing with All Elite Wrestling when his deal expires in 2024. He reportedly has already garnered interest from WWE. MJF is set to take on Wardlow at AEW's Double or Nothing pay-per-view on May 29. If MJF wins, Wardlow can, quote, never sign a contract, end quote, with All Elite Wrestling, and if Wardlow wins, MJF must release Wardlow from his contract. However, Wardlow must complete the following stipulations for the match to take place. MJF will deliver 10 shots directly to Wardlow's back with a bout. Next, Wardlow will face Shawn Spears in a steel cage match in which MJF will be the special guest referee. Wrestling Inc. will provide any and all updates to MJF's contractual status as they become available. Backstage news on WWE advertising WrestleMania main event for Money in the Bank winner. Vince McMahon himself put in the line about the winner of WWE's Money in the Bank getting a title shot at WWE WrestleMania, according to Dave Meltzer on the latest edition of Wrestling Observer Radio, which was first reported by Ringside News. The new advertisement for the upcoming WWE Premium Live event was first aired at WWE's WrestleMania Backlash. It features Cody Rhodes talking to the camera and saying a line that has caused a lot of confusion. Quote, "One lucky male and female superstar will win the chance to main event WrestleMania," Rhodes claims during the promo. The decision to include that verbiage was done directly by Vince McMahon. Despite the confusion based on how WWE scripted this promo and the fact they keep airing it, plans are currently not set to change regarding the briefcase from prior years. The creative team has reportedly been told that things will be exactly the same. While things can change once again between now and then, it is expected that the briefcase will carry the same qualities as ever. Of course, traditionally, the winner of the Money in the Bank briefcase gets an entire year to cash it in. This can be done at any time or any place, from live events to episodes of Raw and SmackDown, including all the major premium live events in between. It has never been restricted to just one night, as that takes away the mystery element. This does include WWE WrestleMania itself, should the winner keep hold of the briefcase until that point. Seth Rollins is currently the only wrestler in history to actually cash in at the grandest stage of them all itself. He did that at WrestleMania 31, interjecting himself into Brock Lesnar's match with Roman Reigns to leave as champion. This year's WWE Money in the Bank show takes place on July 2nd at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. So far, not a single match has been announced for the premium live event, as the company must go through WWE Hell in a Cell first. Makioto returning to AEW for Owen Hart tournament. Makioto has teased returning to AEW as Dr. Britt Baker's mystery opponent in the Owen Hart Women's Tournament quarterfinal match. On Sunday, Oto tweeted that her next match will be held in the United States, fueling speculation among fans that she will appear as the Joker on Wednesday's Dynamite. During her brief run with AEW last year, Oto teamed up with Baker in a match against Riho and Thunder Rosa at the Revolution pay-per-view. Oto was initially called up to the AEW roster as part of the AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator Tournament. After losing to Ryo Mizunami in the first round match, Oto wrestled several more matches on AEW Dark. She was also part of the inaugural episode of Dark Elevation. As we've noted, Baker versus a mystery opponent and Chris Statlander versus Red Velvet are the two Owen Hart Women's Tournament quarterfinal bouts set for this week's Dynamite. AEW has also announced Jeff Hardy versus Adam Cole, a semi-final match, Kyle O'Reilly versus Rey Fenix, a quarterfinal match, and Samoa Joe versus the Joker in a quarterfinal match for the men's tournament. Besides Makioto, there's also been speculation about Athena, formerly known as Ember Moon, appearing as Baker's mystery opponent on Wednesday. WWE reveals storyline injury for Madcat Moss. As noted, WWE announced that Madcat Moss was transported to a local medical facility to undergo further testing after the attack from Happy Corbin on SmackDown. Friday's WWE SmackDown saw Happy Corbin savagely attack his former ally, Madcat Moss, during a segment in the ring. He even went as far to wrap a chair around Moss's neck and smash one side of it with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale trophy. On the newest edition of Talking Smack, WWE specified exactly what type of injury Madcat Moss is now suffering from. According to WWE social media pages, Moss is suffering from a quote cervical contusion and will be out of action indefinitely. The recovery time for a typical spinal contusion is between 6 months to a year, so it'll be interesting to see when the rising WWE star returns to action. After SmackDown, Madcat Moss's friend-turned-enemy Happy Corbin returned to the ring to compete in an untelevised dark match against WWE Raw star Bobby Lashley. Lashley would deliver several of his signature spears to get an easy pinfall victory over Corbin. So what are your thoughts on today's Wrestling News Roundup? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to like and subscribe to Wrestling Inc. and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.